Let us start the journey by understanding the concept of big data. No doubt that we have entered the age of big data. For an instance, massive amounts of data being generated by millions of users every day using various social networking tools. This advent of big data presents a number of challenges for efficient data storage and extraction. In this tutorial, I will introduce what is big data, characteristics of big data, and what are the challenges. Let us try to understand what is big data. Big data basically refers to a huge volume of data that cannot be stored and processed using a traditional approach within a given time frame. Next vital point here is how huge this data needs to be in order to be called as big data. Do the size of data needs to be greater than gigabytes, petabytes and terabytes in order to be considered as big data? No, even a small amount of data can also be called as big data. Small amount of data in organizations such as data cubes can also be called as big data. A data cube is a data with multi-dimensions. Let's see an example to explain this. We have sample data file with details of fuel economy for cars from various manufacturers. The data file has the information of model of the car, name of the manufacturer, number of cylinders does the car have, and mileage of the car on highway. What if we need to find the average of highway mileage for N-cylinder vehicles for the data file is of size 1000 megabytes? We would not be able to get the result within the given time frame using systems. Hence this data file can also be called as big data. Any data that cannot be processed or handled within the given time frame can be considered as big data. Now let us try to understand what is big data, using some real-world examples. Popular social networking sites such as Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn and YouTube receive and process huge volume of data on a daily basis. Facebook alone receives approximately 100 terabytes of data each day. Now, you can imagine how much volume of data is being stored and processed daily. Storing and processing this huge amount of data within the time frame becomes a challenging task for any firm using traditional systems. Traditional systems would not be sufficient for storing and processing this huge volume of data. Here comes the concept of Hadoop. Detailed information on Hadoop is given in the next tutorial. Therefore we can term this huge volume of data as big data. Now let's classify big data. Big data can be classified into three types. First one is structured data. Data that has a proper format associated to it is referred as structured data. For example, the data that is present in databases, CSV files and Excel sheets can be referred to as structured data. Next one is semi-structured data. Data that does not have a proper format associated to it is referred as semi-structured data. For example, the data that is present within the emails and Word documents can be referred as semi-structured data. Finally, unstructured data. The data that does not have any format associated to it is referred as unstructured data. For example, MP3 files and MP4 files can be referred as unstructured data. Now, let us discuss the characteristics of big data. There are four ways to be considered for big data, which are also called the characteristics or dimensions of big data. Big data depends on how large it is. That is the scale of data called volume, which is the first W. A common theme being the source of data to be diverse. That is different forms of data called variety, which is the second W. The ever-increasing rate at which data is flowing into an organization is called velocity, and finally the fourth W is called veracity, which refers to the noises in data. It helps to add value to the data being analyzed by checking and keeping the dirty data out of the system. Now, how can we handle such data? Storing this big data is a part of the game, but we also have to process it in order to mine intelligence out of it. Traditional databases do not offer the processing power essential for it. Now, let us discuss the challenges associated with big data that led to the development of Apache Hadoop. There are two main challenges associated with big data. Firstly, how do we store and manage that huge volume of data efficiently? And second challenge is, how do we process and extract valuable information from the huge volume of data within the given time frame? These challenges led to the development of Apache Hadoop framework. The goal is to turn data into information, and information into insight. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial on the concept of big data. Let us learn about Hadoop in the next tutorial.